The name's John Marston, a name known everywhere in the town of Deadwood. I was a wild one, part of the most feared posse in the West. I, along with my side man, Oliver Hicklock, ran this town. I couldn't keep living that life no more, so I had a family now. I started a ranch east of the town of Deadwood, South Dakota, and my life was forever changed.
Well, howdy, Angel, darling.
Well, hi there, cowboy. I thought you weren't supposed to be back till 7.
Well, I managed to finish up the work on the ranch early today, so I get home in time for supper. Speaking of which, it smells mighty grand. Where's Jack?
He's out lingering by the old oak tree as always.
I reckon so.
Would you go get him for me? Supper's almost ready.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, Jack, come on in. Supper's almost ready.
Oh, hey, Pa.
Hi, Jack. What you been up to today?
I just started this new book. I haven't been able to put it down since.
Oh, that's great, son. You're gonna have to tell me about it at dinner.
All right.
Let's eat. Now remember, Jack, well, that's the table.
Sorry, Pa.
All right, let's eat, gentlemen.
Let's eat. Hey, you know, Jack, I was thinking maybe tomorrow you can help your old man out on the ranch up to sunrise.
Okay.
Well, that's grand, son. But you know, this ranch is gonna be yours someday. I can't have to be all balled up and confused out there. This ranch will for sure become a cropper.
I promise, Pa, I won't let you down, that's for sure. Thank you, Pa.
You're welcome, son.
Hey, Pa.
How's your supper?
Very good, Ma.
Fine as cream gravy.
Well, I'm glad you like it. How were things down at the ranch today, John?
Angel, everything was just fine and dandy. You know how I love every minute I'm working on the ranch. But today, something got to me. I just needed to come home and spend some time with the family for a change.
Well, this is not the cowboy I used to know.
Yes, this cowboy has changed.
Yes, a good change.
Now, Jack, tell me a little bit more about what you were saying earlier.
About my book?
Yeah, your book.
Well, the book's great, Pa. It's about this kid named Huckleberry Finn and a slave that run off looking for a new life in the South. And while traveling down the Mississippi River, they find into all different strange and weird people for who I reckon they steal from, but they never really say. I'm almost finished with it, so I don't know how it'll end.
Well, our duties for today is we're gonna groom this here field, and we'll go feed the pigs, take care of our horses. Let's get started.
That's a lot of field, Pa.
The reason we get started so bright and early.
Hey, Pa,
Yes, son?
you really think this ranch could be mine someday?
You bet. As long as you show me you deserve it.
And how do I do that?
By putting in a good day's work like today.
That won't be a problem. I love being in the outdoors like this.
That's the attitude I like to hear. say we call it a day.
Howdy.
That should be him.
Who, darling?
Annie, this is Butch. Butch Samuelson. He's gonna be helping me out on the ranch until Jack here's old enough to work for himself. Yeah, life was good for me. Some nights I would enjoy a nice round of whiskey at the local tavern west of town. Or commonly, I would have my encounters with my old posse member, Oliver Hicklock. He was always on the shoot for trouble. We weren't exactly on the best of terms after I left the crook life to start a family, and our encounters would commonly end in an ugly confrontation.
Alright, John, you know the rules. Gonna have to check your guns here. Appreciate it. What can I fetch you, John?
The usual.
Coming right up. Hit me with a round, Dale. Look who it is. It's John Marston.
Listen, Oliver, I'm not looking for any trouble.
Well, I am.
Don't listen to him, John.
Well, go find some somewhere else.
I've already found some right here, John. Or maybe back home at the ranch, John.
You watch your mouth, you hard case. You listen. You lay one finger on my family, I'll have you dead, Oliver.
Now that's a John Marston I'm looking for.
Take it outside, gentlemen. Can't have none of that going on in here.
You let go of him right now, John.
Don't turn your back on me, John. You better watch your back, John Marston. Do you understand me? That son of a... That John Marston's gonna get it one of these days. That's a promise.
You can't let him get to you like that, John.
You can't keep pushing people around like that. Someone needs to put him in his place. And if by God's means no one else does that, I'll take that role gladly. Oliver! You son of a... That night, Oliver Hicklock murdered my family. He came stumbling up to the house, drunk as could be, and shot my beloved wife and only son right there on the front porch. love you too, Annie. My angel. I never faced such a tragedy like that in my life. I was left with sadness, sorrow, and regret I couldn't live down. Just like that, my family was gone. Butch stopped showing up at the ranch after that night. The llama weren't doing anything about Oliver. Slowly, my sadness turned to rage. Knowing Oliver was still out there scot-free after what he had done made me realize my one and only goal: not to rest until I personally kill Oliver Hicklock. Goodbye, Angel. Love you, Jack. I arranged to meet with the town sheriff, Bill Tilghman. Was hoping our second confrontation wouldn't end out like the last. I wasn't going to accept any fraud statements from him. I was looking for answers, and I was going to get them.
You know, John, I could have had you locked up. I've got lawyers working on it right now.
Sheriff, there's a more serious matter at hand here.
You assaulted an officer, John. You know that's a federal offense. I could have you locked up, and I intend to.
Listen, Sheriff. My family was murdered in cold blood by Oliver Hicklock, and you show little, if any, concern over this.
Look, John, I have very little authority over the situation.
I've heard about the rumors with your ties to Hicklock's gang, and I know you know where he is.
And where would you hear a rumor like that?
None of your damn business. Now I better start getting some answers, or I'm going to be pushed to do something far more drastic than necessary.
And that would be?
What kind of pistol do you have, Sheriff?
1872 Colt revolver.
Really? It's empty now.
Very clever, John.
You gonna start talking now? Or are you gonna push me even farther?
I'm no good to you dead, John.
You aren't good without a leg either. Your choice, Bill.
Look, all I know is that he's heading east towards Big Bear Forest. For all I know, he might be heading towards the Elk Plains. That's my fair guess.
It's just what I needed to hear, Sheriff. My solo journey had begun to avenge the death of my family. It wasn't going to be a simple journey, as the terrain was tough, and my distance from Oliver was about a day's trip beyond. So I asked myself how long this might take. It could take from a few days to weeks, or even as long as months. But one thing is for sure, Oliver knows I'm after him, and when I find him, he'll be ready for me.
Who that? And what you want?
The name's John Marston. I'm not meaning any trouble. I'm looking for...
Oh, I know who you are, John Marston. You're always on the shoot for trouble.
I assure you, traveler, I'm just in need of information.
You take one more step, John Marston. I'll swear on my mama's grave I'll blow your brains out.
I'll stay right here.
With their hands in the air, so I can see them.
Okay, you happy?
Now what you want?
I'm looking for that no-good Oliver Hicklock. Rumor says he's been around these parts. Mind telling me where he is?
On what terms do I tell you whether or not I've seen Oliver Hicklock or not?
What terms? I met all your requests. Now, if you kindly tell me where he is, I'll be on my way.
Oh, sure. So you can move along and then come back, kill me, and steal all my belongings.
Now listen, I'm not like that anymore.
And what are you now, John Marston? Have you turned from a thief and a killer to one of God's angels or something?
What'd you just say?
You heard me.
Now listen, mister. You got one last chance to tell me where Oliver is.
I ain't telling you jack shit.
Alright, you gonna talk now?
Honest, Marston, I ain't seen no Oliver Hicklock in these parts.
You gonna talk now?
Yeah. All right.
Guess I still do have a bit of the old cowboy in me, huh, boy? The hell was that?
This is for you, John Marston. Consider this your fair warning. Oliver Hicklock.
Oliver! Oliver! Randall Oliver here. Who the hell are you? Name's John Marston.
We've heard of you. We're sorry about your family.
And, who are you fine gentlemen?
I'm James Norson. This is my partner, Francis Hoover. What are you doing up in these parts, John?
Looking for a gentleman. It's rumored to be up in these parts. Part of a three-man posse. The leader's tall and lean. Goes by the name of Oliver Hicklock.
Hicklock.
You heard of him?
Yeah, I've heard the name.
You wouldn't happen to know his whereabouts by any chance, would you?
I heard rumor they're heading just south of here. Probably taking a detour around Redwater River, going down to Wesley Point.
About how long ago?
Last they've been seen was around noon. But good luck trying to find them now. These trails are darn near impossible to venture through by night. You're welcome to make camp here for the night, though.
I don't mean to intrude on you, gentlemen.
No, we're open to fellow travelers.
Well then, don't mind if I do.
So, tell me about your man, Oliver. Why are you in search of him?
That no good gunslinger murdered my family. The lawmen in town aren't doing nothing about it. So figure I go after him myself.
What do you plan on doing when you catch him?
Gonna put a bullet right between his eyes.
Sure that's the best thing to do? I heard Deadwood in Clark County, they have a bounty on his head, alive. And that's for what, $150?
I reckon so.
I'm not in it for the money. I'm doing it to avenge my family for who he killed. What are you gentlemen doing up in these parts?
We're actually in pursuit of another man. Boss says we can use any means necessary to find him, and we're determined to do so.
Who is this man you're in pursuit of?
Boss says we don't have to tell nobody. We're gonna stand by those orders.
That's right.
Who's this boss of yours?
All I'm allowed to say is that he's a higher up.
You stay out of trouble, he'll stay away from you.
What county are you gentlemen from?
Listen, John, we'll stay out of your business, you stay out of ours. Now, we've all had a long day of travel, so I reckon we better get some sleep. You agree, John?
I guess so.
Night.
These men both seemed a bit suspicious to me. I didn't know whether to trust these men or not. But they gave me food and a place to stay for the night, and I was too worn down to have any concerns about my suspicions. All right, gentlemen, I think I'm gonna head out. Thanks for letting me stay the night.
It was our pleasure. Good luck with Oliver.
Yeah, same to you, gentlemen. Good luck with your manhunt.
Thank you, sir. Remember, John, south towards Wesley Point.
Good work, gentlemen. We've got him right where we want him.
Excuse me, sir.
Butch? Butch? Butch! Well, I found out why Butch wasn't at the ranch on the day of the murder. Turns out, he'd been working for Hicklock the whole time. I thought of him as a friend.
Here you go, sir.
That snitch, he had to pay.
Thank you.
Long time no see, Butch. Any last words? Get walking. Don't you turn around. You keep walking 500 paces straight. And if you're still alive by the end of that, you can get yourself out of whatever mess you got yourself into. Don't let me see you around these parts again, you hear? I'd finally gotten the perfect shot on Oliver when the sheriff came up behind me, told me not to shoot. I personally wasn't too fond of this.
What? Who's there?
He said he had a plan, and I would be outgunned if I took Oliver and his posse on alone. Reluctantly, I went with the sheriff, and for the first time, I'd listened to him. I feared not you'd show up here, Bill. Now what do you want?
Well, I've been tracking Oliver for some time now after the incident with your family. And, we've been tracking him out here.
Whoa, 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 who's we?
We is Craig Ryder and Tom Walker, and my other man is setting up a rally point for Oliver.
That's Francis Hoover. I don't know who he is. There's another guy with Francis named, James Norson.
That's right. I've had my men following you since you, said you were going to make pursuit of Oliver.
And why's that?
Well, after the night I told you where Oliver would be heading, I had them follow you because I wanted to keep a close eye on you. I know you want him dead, John, but we need him alive. Take a seat, John.
I'm sorry, Bill, but you ain't gonna have your way this time.
Look, John, I've put a lot of hard work into finding this man, and I intend to get my money's worth when I take him back to Redwater County.
I intend to have that man dead by my bullet, and no one's gonna get in my way. So with that being said, good day to you gentlemen.
Hold on, John. We need you.
And why's that?
Well, Oliver will be arriving at Wesley Point about midday tomorrow, and when he gets there, he intends to make a trade with Craig and I. When that gets ugly, Oliver will then flee towards the rally point, which he thinks was set up by his men, but he will just walk right into our custody.
And how you figure all that?
This man right here. Tom Walker joined the gang undercover. He got us a lot of information when he split the posse. Now, you're willing to accept our challenge, John?
You bet I will.
Good. We'll set out for Wesley Point, sunrise tomorrow.
Well, I'm going tonight, boys. See you in the morning.
See you in the morning, Craig. Hey, Bill. Why is it you didn't arrest Oliver when he was in Deadwood, right before he killed my family?
Well, John, he is a crafty one. And he never fails to get away with murder. But that night he told me he would take no prisoners. Couldn't figure what he meant until I got word he killed your wife and child. And that's what gave me the right to his arrest. If I'd been able to make pursuits of him before this deed was done, I would have.
Well, now it's my duty to take care of what he'd done to me.
John, a lot more justice will be served if I take him in alive.
Yeah, to you maybe, but to me, justice won't be served till I kill him myself.
Your hard-headed ways will not get you far with me, John Marston.
And as always, the sheriff is angered by me yet again. All I wanted to do was kill Oliver Hicklock. Tomorrow was my chance. The day that Oliver would pay through the nose, bleed for what he had done to me and my family.
Taking you in for a long time, Oliver.
I don't believe you are.
Face it, Oliver. It's the end of the line for you.
You keep telling yourself that, Marston, but in the end you've just come to die.
Go to hell, Oliver.
And I'm taking you with me.
Damn it! Oliver! There's nowhere else to run, Oliver.
You're right, Marston. Let's end this once and for all.
I found John Marston with a bullet hole in his chest. He died shortly after. In the end, he killed Oliver Hicklock, completing his one and only mission, putting a bullet between his eyes. I gave that man a great deal of respect with his great determination, and he will ever be remembered in the town of Deadwood. We gave him a proper burial alongside his wife Annie and child Jack, and they will now forever rest in peace. Cowboys and Angels.
There's a want and there's a need. There's a history between girls like her and guys like me, cowboys and angels. I've got boots and she's got wings. I'm hell on wheels and she's heavenly. I'd die for her and she lives for me, cowboys and angels. We ride side by side, a cloud of dust, a ray of light. My touch is her temptation, her kiss is my salvation. She's sweet, I'm wild, we're dangerous, cowboys and angels. Not sure why her path crossed mine, accident or grand design. Oh, maybe God just kinda lies, cowboys and angels.
Frank and beans!
That's a lot of field, Pa.
Reason we get started so bright and early. Yes, son?
You really think this ranch could be mine someday?
You bet. As long as you show me you deserve it.
And how do I do that?
By putting in a good day's work like today.
That won't be a problem. I love being in the outdoors like this.
That's the attitude I like to hear.
You know, John, I could have had you locked up. I've got lawyers working on it right now.
Sheriff, there's a more serious matter at hand here.
You assaulted an officer, John. You know that's a federal offense. I could have you locked up, and I intend to.
This is for you, John Marston. Consider this your fair warning. Oliver Hicklock. Look who it is. It's John Marston.
Listen, Oliver, I'm not looking for any trouble.
Well, I am. Don't turn your back on me, John. You better watch your back, John Marston. Do you understand me? Thank you. You keep telling yourself that, Marston, but in the end you've just come to die.
Go to hell, Oliver!
And I'm taking you with me. You're right, Marston. Let's end this once and for all.
Guess he was right. Still do got some of that old cowboy in me. But not in the Brokeback Mountain way. The name's John Marston.
Now. Yeah. All right.
Name known everywhere in the town of Deadwood. I was a wild one. But I'm gonna be pushed to do something far more drastic than necessary.
And that would be?
Long time no see, Butch. Go to hell, Oliver!